Okay, all right. So let's get started because we only have an hour, and I want to make sure that we get everything covered today. So today, what I want to show you guys is how I find my storage facilities online. All right, that's what we're going to do. How to virtually find storage facilities. All right, so what we're going to do today is, okay, so we are, as you remember, we were going through each of the departments. We're going through each of the steps that you need in order to get started on your storage facility. You're buying your first storage facility, okay? So remember I said your homework would be to draw some sort of an organizational chart if you watch the other videos. And so you can see here, this is kind of how your storage facility organizational chart is going to look, right? Essentially, when you get started, it's going to be you, right? You, all the way across. Okay? And inside your organizational chart, right? So each of these is your department, right? So your office, and then you have your marketing, you have your acquisitions, you have finance, you have management, and you have liquidations. All right. So that's basically how your company's going to work. All right, we've talked the past 2 days about how to get started, how to run your numbers, a little bit of management we talked about yesterday. So today what I want to show you is the marketing section, right? We're going to go into the marketing section. So how can you start looking for your storage facility? All right, so let's see. Hey. You hear a terrible echo. Great. I hear a terrible echo. How can anyone know how to fix that? Do you guys hear an echo? I'm just wondering. Let me know if you hear an echo. I have my volume down, so I'm not sure. Okay. I'm not sure if it's me. I have my volume down. Anybody else have an echo? No echo. Okay, so it's just you, okay? So I don't know, maybe get back in and then maybe try it again and see if that still does it, because I'm not 100% sure. Does everybody else hear me okay? Okay, all right, good. I just want to make sure. Okay, so let's keep going here then. Let's see. Let's move forward. Oops. Let me see, how do I, on this whiteboard, how do I go to another screen? That is the question. Use only Apple Pencil, show thumbnails, save photos. Hang on just a second. Trying to figure it out. Oh wait, this is it. Okay. All right. Okay, so now we're going into the marketing section. Just so everybody knows, when I look for storage facilities, I drive for storage. Hashtag drive for storage, right? This is personally that I feel like this is the best way for you to get the best deals out there is when you're driving around and you're talking to the sellers that have never been touched before, the hidden market, right? And the only way that you're going to find those sellers is if you're driving around and just talking to sellers, okay? Now you can go online if you want to go online. We talked about this yesterday. You can go to Crexy, LoopNet, you know, you can go on the MLS, you can go to all those websites that I posted, and you can start looking that way if you want, okay? But I'm telling you that the best deals are going to be, you know, when you just call and talk to the owners directly, okay? So now, so I drive for storage. Another thing that you can do is you can get a list. You can get a list of storage owners, right? You can contact a storage broker and you can ask for a list. But I'm telling you that I have mailed out to lists and wasted hundreds of thousands of dollars mailing to lists. And of all the lists I've mailed, I've had 2 people call me back. All right. Because I'm telling you, storage facility owners, they're just not that type of folk. They're just not that type of folk. I'm telling you, if you're driving around and you see a storage facility that you'd be interested in buying, you calling the number on the sign and talking to the seller is going to have, you are going to have more of a chance to buy that storage facility rather than sending them a letter, because they don't, most of them are not going to call. Okay. So my personal opinion, and I've been doing this for quite a while now, and pretty much every single facility that we've ever bought is this way, right? And the thing is that when you drive around and you look for storage facilities and you call the owner and you talk to the owner and you meet with the owner and you build a rapport with the owner, and you're not just somebody that sends a letter to them, they're going to be more open to for you to like do owner financing, because they know that you're out there doing the research and you know and talking to other sellers. And that's what I do when I talk on the phone to the sellers, is I basically say, you know, I basically say like, okay, so I have like several other storage facilities in the area and I'm looking to buy more. So what I'm doing is just calling all the storage facility owners and driving around and trying to talk to all the storage facility owners in the area to see if you'd be interested in selling. Right. And so it is a little bit time consuming, but it really honestly doesn't take that much time. I called 150 storage facility owners in like 2 days. Right. And out of that list, I got an owner to sell me a property. All right. And and that's basically what I do. All right. That's the way that I do it. I'm not going to waste my money on lists anymore. I'm not going to go online and waste my time because good. All right, great, Dan. I'm not going to go online and buy 7 cap facilities. Now, somebody called me yesterday, which was really funny. It's a facility that I would love to buy. I would buy this facility in a heartbeat because it's like 45 minutes from my house, right up in the mountains, in the North Georgia mountains. And he just caught, I guess he caught wind that I was a, you know, storage, you know, I was like, I guess looking for storage facilities somehow, I'm not sure. And this facility had gone to auction, right? Had gone to auction, and then I think the bid started at $350,000. It's worth like maybe $350,000 to $400,000. My personal opinion, I would pay about $350,000 to $400,000 for this facility. It was a nice facility. It's kind of concrete, it's all fenced in and stuff like this. But the owners called me and told me that the person that had done the auction, that their financing fell through, so they couldn't do the purchase, right? So then they listed it on the MLS and they had somebody else bid on it, and then they fell through with the financing. And I talked to him on the phone yesterday and I said, okay, well, what is your sale price? And he said $850,000. And I told him there's no way. I was like, nobody's ever going to buy that facility. Just so you know, nobody is going to be able to buy that facility. I ran the numbers. All right, let's run the numbers and let's do it. Okay, so it was 131 units. Okay. And it's a really nice facility, all asphalt, and there's like a black, one of those nice black gated fences with electric gate and stuff like this. So, of course it's going to be of more value, right? So because all the ones that I always buy are just like gravel and stuff like this. I have one, I think, that has asphalt. One or two. No, I have two. Well, I have a couple anyways. But 131 units. And and it kind of looks like it's kind of one of those things where, let's just say, Like you're going to come up on this highway, and then there's like a big turn. Right, here's the highway. It goes like this. And then the building, I mean, basically the whole place is kind of long and skinny like this. And then the facility, there's an office here. And then there's like a couple of buildings like this. Okay. A little like this kind of, okay. And this is where they have all the units. And this is the office, right? Something like this. And there's 131 units total, okay? So my personal opinion, right, and I taught you this, I don't know if it was day 1 or day 2, do you remember what is the average rent for a unit, the average rent, right? And I mean, and there's different ways for you to, you know, come up with like how much your units are going to be and stuff like this, you know, how much it's going to cost, right? But overall, the average rent unit is $89, I think it was like $89 a month, right? You know, so you could even just use that number just to just quickly calculate how much it's going to be, right? So if you do 131 times 89, and he said, I mean, when I talked to him too, it's like some units are $60 and some units are, you know, $150. So if you average, you know, like 120, like $130, if you average that out, it comes out to 90 anyways. But let's see. Oops, I was going to calculate 131 if anybody wants to do that. 131 times 89 is $11,000. $1169.59. And he told me he makes like anywhere from $10,000 to $12,000 a month. So his gross monthly income, all right, his gross income was $120,000. And I asked him, I said, what's your gross annual income? He said $120,000, which comes out to like $10,000 a month, right? So if you use $89, it's on average, right? And then he's like 90% full. I said, how full are you? He said 90% full. And I said, what are your expenses? Okay, and he told me $72,000 a month. So gross expenses for the year was like 70, which actually is really high. I mean, that's like more than half of what you know, I'm saying that, you know, you should be paying, because your expenses should be at 30%, right? So now you can calculate, and I said, what's your vacancy? And he said, you know, we're at like 90% full, right? But the vacancy, you usually calculate 8%, right? So now you can go into your cap rate calculator and you can plug this in. He told me he said he wanted $850K for this. And I told him he was nuts. He said he wants $850K. He bought it for $800K. Okay, so even if you run the numbers, this is like, so now, right, we've got our calculator. And we're going to go to the cap rate calculator, right? You can just add any one just like this, okay? And you're going to put, let's just say 800,000 into the purchase price. Gross income is 120,000, and his expenses were 72,000. And I asked him, I said, why are your expenses so high? And he says his mortgage is $4,000 a month. $4,000 a month. I told him, I said, you're nuts. You spent way too much money on this thing. And he was just like, you know, I told him, I said, I'm sorry, but you did. So if you actually run the numbers at $800,000, he bought it at $800,000. He has a gross income of $120,000, a vacancy rate of 8, all right? And operating expenses of $72,000. That's because $4,000 a month goes straight to his mortgage. That's 50 grand a month. So the other expenses cost like 20 grand, right? So, and that's all I did was just put the numbers, right? Just like this, and that's in. And guess what his cap rate is? His cap rate is 4.8%. Now, what did I tell you guys about cap rate? What number should you be at cap rate? Now, when you're inside the city, a cap rate of 5, 6, 7, 8%, I mean, I would say 6, 7, 8 would be awesome, would be good. When you're in a city, when you're in a metro area, then the further that you go out, the more of a cap rate that you get, right? But then, of course, people say, well, then it's not, it's harder to fill the places up, and they're not always, not as full and stuff like this, But if you're in like suburbs or in little tiny towns, and and you may not get as much money, but essentially have a higher cap rate. So that's kind of how it works, right? Just so y'all know. But he's not, this is in the North Georgia Mountains. This is like literally like 2 hours north of Atlanta, okay? So this is not like where you should be getting a 5 cap or a 6 cap. I mean, you should be getting like double-digit cap rates in this area, okay? So I just told him, I said, you paid way too much money for this thing. He's making, I mean, if his expenses are 72,000 and he's making 120,000, and in his mind, he's thinking like, oh yeah, well, I'm making like, 50 grand a year on this thing. But the thing is that when you're paying 800,000, I mean, he's going to be, and that mortgage is $4,000 a month. He's got whatever type of mortgage he has. Yeah, whatever his mortgages are, then yeah, we didn't include the cap rate. But if you took the $50,000 out, you could run the numbers. But still, for me, I just say no. I calculate all of my expenses. This is what I do. I calculate all of my expenses into my cap rate. I mean, into my expenses, so that I can get double-digit cap rates. Even though it says, oh, you shouldn't calculate your expenses into it. I still do that because I want double-digit cap rates. But if you take out the $50,000, just take that out and put, what is it, 22,000. I mean, honestly, he's saying, oh, that's 11% cap rate, and that's how he ran his numbers. Essentially, that's how he ran his numbers, is when he calculated his numbers, he did not calculate that 50% mortgage. All right. But for me personally, when I'm buying a property, I'm including all expenses, and my mortgage is considered an expense. All right. And so that's why you need to, I mean, you can't, as I said, we have an $800,000 mortgage, and all you're making is like X amount of money every single year. It's like, it's hard. And he said literally they're just barely scraping by. They're barely scraping by. And that's my personal opinion, is like, why would you take out a $800,000 mortgage on a property that you're not making that much money on? I don't understand. I don't understand. So I have properties, and that's what I said. I have a property that has 120 units, and we're making, our expenses are 20,000, and that's including the mortgage. Our expenses are like $20,000 to $25,000 a year, about around that. Okay, and we're making like $75,000. And so I personally would never buy this deal, because it's way too tight, way too tight. And I told him, I said, nobody's gonna buy this deal. And actually, is a bank even gonna fund this? Because what's happened is 2 times now, people have put it under contract, and then they've gone to the bank, and the bank has said no. All right. Because if you have a property that's worth, that's making $120,000, you should really be banks calculate that stuff at an 8 cap, really. So if it was 8% cap rate, right? It's just like when they're calculating it, it should be. And I told him, I said, it should be like $350,000. Well, actually, so let's do it. I'll calculate it. Okay, yeah, so $450,000 at an 8 cap. That's what I told him. I said, I'll pay $450,000 for it. And he was just like, no, I can't do that. I can't lose $400,000. And he was like, I don't think it's a bad deal. He said, but he did say he's just barely scraping by. So to your point, Garrett, when you say, yeah, when you're saying like, don't calculate your debt, I'm sorry, your mortgage or your debt into the cap rate, then I just feel like you're not doing yourself justice. Like, why would you not calculate those expenses? So I calculate all of my expenses into it, so I can still make sure that I'm getting the highest cap rate I can possibly be. Because then what happens, and I just make a lot of money. And there are deals out there like that because I buy them. So as I said, like we are buying now, like we're in the process that we have 3 storage facilities under contract. We can run the numbers on that if y'all want to do that. There's 3 storage facilities. And he makes a total right now, he makes a total of $90K. Okay. He has no expenses because he has no mortgage, right? He has no expenses. He has no mortgage. He's free and clear on all 3 properties. But, and then so the only expense he has is just insurance because he does no, like marketing or anything. And he's 100% full. Right, but he has 180 units, so it's each one has 60 units in it, right? And the thing is that his average is anywhere, like his average is around, let's say $50 a unit. And he should be at least 80 to 90 unit range because he's got like, 10 by 10s and 10 by 20s, right? So if you take $60 or $65 and then 110 to $120 and you just average that, you come out to $90, right? So, but he's on average $50 a unit, right? So if we calculate that up, let's see. So what's 50 times 180? So 9,000 times 12 is 108,000. So he's even well below that. He's well below that. So he has 180 units and he's well below 108,000. So he might be at $40. He might be on average $40 a unit. Let's do 180 times 40, 7,200 times 12. 86. Yeah. Okay. So he's on average $40 a unit. And then market price is like 65 and 110 or something like that, or 120 or something, so it's like he's well below. But he told me, he's like, I don't care. He's like, I just want to make sure I'm making money every single month. I don't care what the prices are. I just want to be the lowest in town. Okay. Now we're going to borrow the money from a private lender. Actually what he wants is 550. Actually, what he wants is $620,000 for this property. Okay, 620,000, but he's going to owner finance. So I have to come up with a private lender for $550,000, and he's going to owner finance 70K of it. Okay, and he told me I could just pay him back whenever, So he's like, we'll just figure out some terms, But so what we decide, so basically I have to find $550,000. Anybody have $550,000 I can borrow, right? I'm just asking. But then 550,000. And this is what the private lender looks like. Okay, so if you average out, so the way I'm looking at it personally is that if it's 180 units, and let's say my husband's like, if we're going to buy this thing, as soon as we buy it, we're going to do a rate increase. And he wants to do a $20 rate increase is what he wants to do across the board. I talked to the owners, and he said, just as long as you're like $10 below everybody else, because he's like way below everybody else, just as long as you're $10 below everybody else, everybody will stay pretty much. And he's completely full, and he's saying that pretty much everybody's paying. He says out of like the 180 units, he said there's probably like 10 people that are behind or something like that, because of coronavirus or whatever. He says, but most people just pay every single month. Okay. So now, so you have this, right? So my husband, he wants to raise the rents $20. So let's just say on average, the number is $60 a month for the first, whatever, for the first 90 to 180 days times 180, right? So if we do 180 times 60 is $10,000 a month. Just like this is say on average 10K. So that already increases it to 120K. Now do you see I'm going to pay $620,000 for a facility that has 180 units, right? And making 120,000, the same exact, and that's just us. We're still well below what we should be, right? Because this guy is making $120,000 a year. This previous guy, and he has 131 units. So obviously we have room to increase. And if you do get up to the national average, right? If you get up to the national average, it's $16,000 a year times 12 is $194,000, right? And let's just say we never get up that high. Let's just say we only get up to $75 and on average for our units, which is about right because we have $60 and $120, right? So in the middle is like, let's say 75, that means that we would make $162,000 a year. I mean, that's just like, he's only making $90,000 a year right now. And you could be getting up to like $150,000 slowly over the course of like, slowly over the course of the next couple of years. You know what I'm saying? All right, so $120,000, okay, is what we're looking at right now. And so basically that's how the project's looking. If we do 550,000, well, actually, I'm gonna borrow $550,000, okay? So that means, and then I'm gonna just borrow private money, right? And it's gonna be at 9% for the first, maybe a couple of, year or 2 years, however long that I decide to do it at 9% interest. Okay, so that means that the payment's going to be, let's say, around $4,500 a month, something like this, monthly payments. He makes on average right now, like between $7,000 and $8,000 a month. So we would be like, after we pay our mortgage, we're still going to have like, let's say $3,000 a month. And then we have to take out all of our taxes, insurance, right? And then like monthly expenses like software. What else do we have? Like there's no electric because there's no gates or anything like that. There's no lights, there's no gates. Pest control, there's nothing. I mean, there's nothing there except for I think this, and then any marketing, if we have any marketing. Of course, they are 100% full, so we don't really have to do a lot of marketing, but I don't know when we buy it, a lot of people are gonna be moving out, or who's gonna have, what's gonna happen, because sometimes people just leave or whatever. And usually for marketing, we just we only have like a couple $100 a month per facility anyways. So basically, if we don't, what my husband is saying is if we don't increase the rates, right, then right away, then we're just going to break even, right? So basically he's saying we've got to increase the rates as soon as we buy the property. So within the first 30 days, when we transfer over and get everything done, we're going to just increase the rates. And we'll see how much we increase the rates by. We'll just play it by ear and see what happens, right? Does that make sense to everybody? And the loan the loan would be like for this, we usually do a 3-year loan. Our lender, like my lenders, they really don't care how long the loan is for. I have loans from like 3 years up to, or 2 years up to 10 years. So, but within as soon as we get it all transferred over and like get it all stable and try to figure out what's going on and things like this, then we'll just refi it out to a lower But this is like, I like to borrow money from a private lender right in the very beginning because I can close like really quickly, right? If you go through like a bank and stuff like this, it just takes, you know, it just takes a little while to do all that. And lenders are they're super busy right now, right? It's like I have a couple of lenders I'm talking to about this project. It's really hard to even get a hold of them right now. So I'm just like, oh, I'll just find some lender to loan me the money and I'll borrow the money for a year, 2, 3 years, whatever I need, and then I can just refi it out later. All right, so that's kind of how I look at it. Is that okay? All right, so that's any questions on that? All right, so okay, let's go. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to stop sharing the screen. Okay. And then I'm going to go to my screen, and I'm going to share my screen right now, which is, let me see, hang on. And we're going to try to find some storage facilities. Okay, I'm going to give you an idea of kind of how I look for everything. Okay, hang on here. Oops. We're going to just go straight to Google Maps. Bring this over here, and then I'm going to share my screen. So let me know if you guys can see Google Maps on my screen. Can y'all see everybody say? I'm just using cap rate calculator app. You can just Google any app and just get a cap rate calculator. I don't know what the name is. I have no idea. It's just cap rate calculator. Okay, so we'll kind of zoom out from where I'm at here. And you can see, everybody can see the Google Maps. Good, okay. Okay, so I'm, let me see, where am I at? Jasper, Georgia is here. Okay, so now you see if you go, if you look up storage facility, like I'm in the Atlanta area. Okay, if you look up storage, if you just say like storage, like right where you're at on the Google Maps, okay? Now, so as you can see, if you're like zoomed out of a Google Maps, if you're zoomed out, then when you look up storage facility, you're going to find like all of the big box storage facilities. Okay. And these are all like in the city, essentially, right? If you go into the city and in Atlanta, you're going to see public storage and extra space and, you know, life storage and all this kind of stuff. So these are all like kind of you see in the middle, all the bigger storage facilities are all here. If you zoom even more into it, you'll start seeing more and more and more. You say, okay, there's more storage here, and you search. All right. So you can search and you'll see there's all these extra spaces, public storage, U-Hauls, life storage, they're all here, okay? So this is all within the city, and I'm sure this is how every single city looks like, all right? And most of the storage facilities within the cities are all just the big box companies, okay? Now, let's go to, let's kind of go up so I can show you. Now, I'm way up north in Jasper. Zoom out. All right, so this is where we're at. Okay, so you see Jasper's right here. Now, if I go to this area, and I search storage facility, and I'm telling y'all, the city that I live in is Jasper, Georgia. It is a very, very small town, less than 10,000 people is the population. Okay, so everybody's asking, like, do you need to know the population? Okay, yeah, so you do need to know the population. It's 10,000 people in this area, all right? 10,000 people. Now, if I just search storage here, you can see all of the different storage facilities. There's no big box companies here, as you notice. There's none. There's a lot of storage facilities for 10,000 people. There is a lot of storage facilities. You see, and this is all within, like, you know, this is like a 15 to 20 minute, you know, radius or something like this. Okay, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, as I said, there's like almost 20 storage facilities in this area, and this area is not a big area at all, right? So, and you can see that if you scroll out a little bit, you can see here, affordable storage is twice in here. And, you know, and so you can see if I'm looking for storage facilities, I mean, I definitely put all of these on my list to go check out, right? But I know for certain that there's other storage facilities in this area that are not on the maps, okay? That are not on the maps. All right, so we're going to try to find some of those is what we're going to do, okay? Now, but first, before you do that, all right, so now you kind of say, okay, like, here's all the storage facilities, and you can start looking at them and just checking them out. So right here is like CNC Southern Storage. And you can look and see, as you can see right here, there's no website, right, at all. There's no website, there's no phone number, nothing on this. All right, and then you can kind of just, let's look around at the picture and take a look at it to see what it looks like. And you see there's not there's a whole lot of nothing here, so it might be behind this this building here, okay? But as you can see, there's no website, nothing for it. So I would say, okay, what is that? And I'm going to go drive by and take a look and see what it is. All right, and you can see. Let's just go to like Bent Canoe. Bent Canoe Storage has nothing right here. So we'll say, okay, well, what is that? Bent Canoe Storage. I mean, it's on the map, but it's not here. But if you go to like Oaks Climate Control, and here's another one, Oaks Climate Control is this building right here, but there's no website or anything on here. There's no hours, nothing. All right, so I'd kind of just go by and check it out, and then you can look up R&R storage, and you just kind of click on them and check it out, right? And you just see now R&R has R&R self-storage Jasper, so it's got a website, it's got the address, and actually R&R they own many different storage facilities, right? So you could just kind of right from there, you could click on it. And you could just click on it and you'd be like, okay, well, what's this, right? And you can check it out and say, okay, this is what this looks like. R&R self-storage, all right? And you say, okay. And if you can click on it and open up the website, you can check out what the facilities look like and where they are. So you can see our facilities are even, you can click on the right-hand side, you say our facilities. And you can check out all of their facilities if they have any other ones, or maybe they just have one. You can just kind of take a look at it. But they have a website, they're on Google listings, you know, so they kind of know what they're doing a little bit, right? Another thing that you can do with the website too, what I like to do is you know, just look, you can scroll down and look at their website on the bottom right hand corner and see who is managing this website. right? And usually if it's like Easy Self Storage or whoever's managing it, you can see it in the bottom right hand side, right? So this one you can see is created by Globetrotter Consulting, right? So they have their own personal website. So this is why I think you can't reserve. See, I've noticed here on this website, you cannot reserve a space, whereas on our website, you can go in and you can just reserve a space. But so I think, so you can learn a lot anyways, but what I'm saying is you can learn a lot with the storage facilities by just clicking on the websites and taking a look at it, okay? Now, so now that you have kind of an overview of like where all these storage facilities are, now you can say, okay, well, how can I start looking for storage facilities that are not on the map, right? I forgot. And another thing that you want to do is you want to type in different words. Like you want to type in self-storage, just see what comes up. Because some things may change on the screen, like something new may come up, right? It doesn't look like anything new came up with self-storage. Let's try to put a warehouse and see if anything new comes up for that. Yeah, so you see things changed a little bit here, and you say, okay, well, maybe one of these is like, you know, a storage, because sometimes they call themselves warehouses. We actually have a storage facility like that's right next to us where we live, and they don't call it storage facility at all. They call it mini warehouse. So let's check out mini warehouse and see if mini warehouse comes out, and you see it does not. And so you can see a couple mini storage. Yeah, so mini storage comes up. Mini storage, right? So if you put in mini storage or mini warehouse, you know, then something else may come up. So you can do mini storage, right? So some people call them mini storage, some people call them storage, self-storage, warehouses, mini warehouses, right? So you can see even way over here on the right-hand side, there's a handy corner and a mini storage here, right? You take a look at it, and let's see. Take a look at this one. Oh yeah, I've been to this one. I've tried to buy this. This is a good one. I'd really like to buy this one. It's actually way over here. Check this out. I've tried to contact these people. I'm going over to Cowork Drive. See, that's Handy Corner is the name of it. And then he's got this warehouse kind of, he's got the storage facility. And this storage facility is completely closed off. Like, no, he's not using the storage facility at all. Isn't that crazy? And there's no sign or anything. So this is an old picture. There's no sign, took it off, and he just closed everything out. He's like, I'm not storing anything anymore. I don't know. So, but he owns this, and he owns like all of this here. He owns this all like junky place, or he's like, oh, just go put junk there, right? Here's all this stuff. Maybe he lives right here, I wonder. And then he also owns this gas station right here, right? So I went in and he said, I talked to the guy. He was like, I'll only sell it for $2 million. I was like, nobody's going to buy this for $2 million. He's like, well, then I'll never sell it. I'll just die with it. So, but I would like to buy this. This would be cool. This is kind of my kind of a thing. But okay, so you see, now you can really find a lot out by just going and looking online and just checking it out. That's the whole point, right? Is that you can check it out and see what it is. And what you can also do is you can change it to the street view. Let's see, let's go back. And yeah, satellite view. Right. So this is the way that you really want to be looking for storage facilities. Is in satellite view, okay? So, see, there's the handy corner and mini storage, right? So he's got his little gas station, he's got a little junk area right here, and then he's got this storage facility. And he's blocked this whole storage facility off. And look at all that land there. You can put some more facilities there and everything, man. That's a good looking piece of land, right? And so I'm contacting him on a monthly basis, and I'm letting him know I want to buy your facility. I would be interested in buying your storage facility. You know, I don't really want all this junky car, you know. I was like, you can separate that off and you can live there, and I'll just take this storage facility area right here. But he keeps saying no, he doesn't want to do it. No, he's like an old, grumpy old man, right? So anyways, but believe me, every time I drive by, I always stop in, and he's just like, and then I mail him letters every single time, every month pretty much, we mail him a letter. And it's just like, I'm just going to annoy him until he just, he just yells at me and tells me not to run anymore. But as of right now, he's still amicable. So anyways, but that's a good looking piece of property, isn't it? And I found this one here is this handy corner is here, but this is not on Google Maps, even though it has mini storage here. All right, so I just drove around, and that's how I found that one. Let's see. Oops, let me go back. So now let's go back to Jasper, and now you can look in the virtual, in the satellite imagery, right? So here we're in Jasper now. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to start looking for storage facilities. Here's Talking Rock, and here's Jasper right here. Here's our little Jasper town right here, a little tiny thing. And you can see there's storage facilities this way. Now we can put storage on and look at it this way as well too. So now you can see all the storage facilities. So now we know that, and we actually own a couple of storage facilities in the area, but they're kind of not in this area. They're more up here and over here. Okay, so Jasper right here, this is like the main part of town right here. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to zoom in, right? You're going to zoom in, and you're going to zoom in even further than like what's normal. And you want to go off of the main roads, right? So these like this A1 mini Jasper store, this is like expensive. This is gonna be a good one. I mean, it would be a good one, but it's just like way too expensive. And look at how many storage facilities are there. It's gonna be over $1 million, this one. Okay, so, and that's this whole piece of property right here is owned by one person. But so you want to go off into the side roads is what you want to do. You want to go off into the side roads, and you want to look, right, for storage facilities, right? And you know now what storage facilities look like because they're like long, skinny buildings, right? But now you can see, like, look at this little sucker right here. See, that looks kind of like a storage facility, but it's a chicken coop. Because we have in North Georgia, there's a lot of chicken farms. All your chicken is coming from North Georgia, y'all, just so you know. Tyson, and oh my gosh, Tyson, it's like one of the companies. Kentucky Fried Chicken and all that, right? So when you're looking around, you don't want to confuse this, right, with a storage facility, but they kind of look like this. Okay, so then you'll just kind of look around, and you'll go looking up, you'll just go down these main roads, right? These kind of like off the highway main roads. Like here, look at this one right here, affordable storage is right here. So now you can kind of see what it looks like. This is what a storage facility looks like. Are these kind of long, skinny buildings, all right? And he's got some parking right there. He owns several storage facilities within the area as well, too. He's kind of like us. Affordable storage. And then you just keep going up the road and checking things out, and you just really slow, concentrate, and you can just kind of see if you can find any storage facilities that, that are not on Google Maps. Like, what is this one? Is this a storage facility? This looks like more like a chicken coop. But so I would probably question this, right, this little area right here, and say, okay, is this a storage facility? I'm not 100% sure, right? And then I would just mark it down like it's on the corner. It's of 136 and 515, right? Or you can go to the regular imagery, right? And you can say, okay, this is where it's at here as well, and you can try to figure out where the and then if you want to too, in the satellite imagery, you can try to drop the pin or drop the person and then look. All right. Okay. So that looks like maybe like a school. That may be a school, right? Then you kind of say, okay, now what is that? It looks kind of like a school is what it looks like, but it looks like it may be for sale. Ah, don't hit me. Okay. So And that's how you can drop the pin and then just take it closer. Right? And you say, okay, onward. And then you start looking for more storage facilities, right? That are not on the market, right? Not on Google Maps. Where could they be? Are there any storage facilities anywhere? And you just keep looking, right? You just keep looking. And then you just kind of just go along and see if you can find any long, skinny buildings anywhere. And a lot of the storage facilities are off the main roads, you know what I'm saying? And like they're closer to major towns. So this is kind of how I just, you know, when I have time, I'll sit and I'll look around and I'll say, okay, I'm going to go to this area, this town. So let me just see if I can find any storage facilities that I can drive by that are not on Google Maps. And I'll give like, so here's another building. This looks like a chicken coop, not a, not a facility, but I'll drop it and I'll just go in and take a look and say, oh, maybe this is it. I'll take a look and say, what does this look like? Yeah, see, this is, and you kind of little sneak a little peek in there. Looks like that looks like it's some sort of chicken coop. Can you get in there? No, you can't get in. But at least you can kind of get an idea of what it looks like, right? And then you just keep on moving on, right? Here's another one. Here's another chicken coop thing right here. And but you don't want to mix up the chicken coops with it because I've done that before. I was like, yeah, that's just a chicken coop. And then I drove by and I was like, that's not a chicken coop. All right, so then you just kind of look around. You know, we're going through the mountains right now, just checking it out, seeing what we can find along Highway 136 is where we're on right now. Okay, and you can see where we're at now. Yeah, we're going along and just chicken place. And you can see like right here, there's a whole bunch of chicken coops right there. And this is like a chicken farm right here. So you don't want to mix those up. But so now you can see I'm kind of going out over here. Let's see if we can find any more. And a lot of them, like we're going up towards J now, a lot of them, you know, are going to be like on the outskirts of like the bigger towns, right? So if we just search storage here in J, as you can see as you go through, let's go and let's, so you can see J is right coming up on this way, this back road. Let's see here. Yeah, so here's Burnt Mountain. Right, so we're coming out of Jasper. We're going to just go up this way, see if we can find something, and we just kind of follow. See what we can find. Look, this is something right here. Let's see what this says. Is that a chicken coop? Let's check it out and see. Looks like a nice. Yeah, it looks like a big farm out here. Garden, I think, yeah, those are, looks like a farm right there. But the ones that you're going to want to buy are going to be the ones that, you know, you can't find. I'm telling you, those are the good ones. So I'd like to spend time just kind of following along and see what I can find. Let me see. Now we're going to go up this way, this browse. I'm going to stick around going towards J and got lost. Okay. So see, I'm going towards J now, which is kind of like, you know, like a nice mountain town. And And then I'll just kind of look on the out, like here's, so this is definitely a chicken coop right here. Let's see if we can find some more. I feel like there should be some coming up towards the city. Here's another chicken coop right here. We're getting closer. This is like all mountain farmland, essentially, is what it is. And this is like we're getting towards the city of Ellijay here. Oh yeah, see here's Ellijay storage right here. That's on the map. Let's see if there's anything else coming up while we go. Oh yeah, this one right here. Let's see. This looks like a storage facility. Let's see. I remember. Maybe. Oh yeah, it's, oh yeah, and a lot of the times you'll find these storage facilities hidden. I'm telling you, they're hiding from you. Yes. This is it. You see, look, Yukon storage right here. And it's back over in the back right there. That's a little tiny storage facility. Right? It's behind this commercial property. And so you can find it right here. And so this one here, if we look at satellite imagery, you can see it doesn't look like a storage facility, but it is. It's got a building here and a building there and a longer building right here and a little L. So it's like L shape with this one. So this is a storage facility right here. And it doesn't look like a storage facility. So I said they're hidden storage facilities. And then what you can do is try to figure out maybe he owns this land right here, but maybe not. Maybe he just owns this land. Whoever owns this, I'm not 100% sure. But you see, it's not on Google Maps. It's not on Google Maps. So like the closer you get to the cities, and you really kind of, and you just stay on these main roads and go all the way up to look. And that's really how it works. The closer that you get, yep, see this is one. I don't know if this is a farm. This looks like a farm. This is a farm right here. A big farm. But the closer that you get, the more storage facilities you'll find. And there's a lot, and in Ellijay, there is a lot of storage facilities that are not on. They have a lot of storage facilities in this town as well too, and half of them are not on the maps. All right. So it is kind of tedious. It takes a long time, but I'm telling you, like I contact the ones that are not on the maps, and those are the ones that I'm buying. And the way that I found the one that I'm buying right now is exactly by doing this. Exactly. This is how I do it. Okay. Any questions on finding storage facilities virtually? Let's see how we can do that. See, now we're, as you see, we're coming into Ellijay now. And there's a, so you can see it's kind of a bigger town than Jasper. It's a little bit bigger. A lot of people have storage facilities and like boat and RV parking up where we're at. And the reason why is because everybody lives in the mountains. And so they can't take their boats and their RVs up. They can't take them up in the mountain because we live literally like up on one of the highest mountains in Georgia, and you can't bring your RV there. So we purposely went out and bought a storage facility just so that we can park our RV. Okay, good. Any questions on trying to do that? So it is a little tedious. I totally get it. What you're gonna do, like I said, is go on and look to see what you can find here. Right, by typing in either storage or like, let's try mini storage, right? All kinds of different things. Many world storage is right here. So American storage, Ellijay storage, mini warehouse, right? And then there's more storage facilities that are here that are not even on the maps, right? Once you look. And that's kind of what you want to do is you can contact these smaller ones, but there's a lot, like you see Ellijay is up here at the north, and there's an Ellijay storage right here as well too. And he owns, and there's another Ellijay. He owns like as many as we do, so So, you know, you don't like, I don't think you're going to want to contact them because, you know, they're doing exactly what we do, which is go out and buy storage facilities. But there's going to be some in here that are just onesies and twosies, and those are the ones that you want to contact. Okay. And so that's kind of it. Really, that's how I do it. That's my secret sauce, right? I'm just giving it to y'all. So hopefully y'all can say, now your homework is to look and find storage facilities. See if you can find storage facilities that are not on the map. I had, I have a mastermind, right, where I coach students, and it's called Super Simple Self-Storage Mastermind. If anybody's interested in it, you can go to my stacyrossetti.com page. And we went out on a field day, and I drove everybody around, and I took them to go look at our storage facilities, and then we went driving for storage facilities. And I'm telling you, we found so many storage facilities that were not on the map, and we did not even plan like what we were doing. We just said, okay, we're gonna go like west, and then I had like a driver that like had an iPad and was looking around and saying, go here, go here, go here. And we found so many storage facilities as we were going from one to the other. We found so many storage facilities that were not on the map. And on top of that, we even found an abandoned storage facility, right? Somebody said, you know, it wasn't even on the map or anything. It was just like this green blob of forest, right? Somebody said, look, it looks like a storage facility. That's, we drove up and looked at it. And sure enough, it was an overgrown storage facility that had been totally just let go. So yeah, so that's fun. I love driving for storage facilities. One of my favorite things. Because when I drive for storage facilities and I talk to the owners, most likely, you know, I'm going to find somebody that wants to sell something. Okay. All right. So good. Any questions? Let's see. On the first 2 days of the videos available with that much buffering, unfortunately, no. I'm sorry. I don't know what was going on. I don't know if it was Facebook or Zoom or what was going on, but something was going on with the videos. So that's kind of how it is. Was today better? Actually, I think hopefully today was better. Earlier you mentioned that you contact 150 phone numbers in 2 days. These are those phone numbers are just from driving around. I only drive for storage facilities. That's it. Only drive for storage facilities. Okay, so how do I get my phone numbers? Guess what? I drive around and the phone number is on the sign of the facility. And if I can't find a phone number, I just skip trace it. Okay. Good. Now, so that's basically it, you know, but you can, so your homework for tonight is to start looking for storage facilities in your area, and in the group, post what you find. Let us know. Like, I think I found a storage facility. It's not on Google Maps, you know, and then, you know, so you can, and then, you know, that way you can try to figure out, you know, if it's, you know, what it is, if it really is a storage facility or not. You know, you've got to practice doing it. You've got to practice looking for storage facilities. Okay. All right. Good. Okay. All right. I think that's it for today, guys. Any other final questions? Anything else here? Anything else? All right. So keep us posted and let us know if you find anything online. Okay. Any storage facilities. I'm going to stop there. Let me know if you have any questions. Just post them into the group. Okay. All right, take care, guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Oh yeah, tomorrow we're going to be working on DIL analysis and things like that as well too. So we'll work on some more stuff. Yeah, super simple self-storage. Super simple storage. Exactly, you're right. It's not difficult. It's not difficult. It's just time consuming. The DIL analysis part is the most difficult part because it's commercial DIL analysis, right? And you know, and other than that, it's just time consuming, really. That's really the main thing. All right, take care, and I will see you tomorrow.